friends, this is the Bijou Baker. I'm Maria. Today I'm going to make a simple chocolate chip cookie. I got my Wilbur chocolate and I did a video on that and got a lot of feedback from it. Who knew? Those of you who tried it and know it's fantastic, you're gonna love this. And everyone's asking, well, what are you gonna make? It's like, man, what am I not gonna make? Well, chocolate chip cookies is just gonna be the absolute first thing I'm gonna try with it. Now, Nestle's chocolate chip cookie recipe that's on the back, that is probably one of the best cookies out there. That is the cookie that everyone is trying to measure up and beat. And it's just perfect. It is an absolutely amazing cookie. There are thousands of chocolate chip cookie recipes out there. So this is, 5001. But if you've watched any of my videos, you know I don't do anything if it's not going to increase the flavor. These cookies are so chewy, ooey, gooey, soft, yummy. If you're liking a hard, crunchy cookie, this isn't for you. You could bake it longer, but this one is for my like-minded and my like-hearted who love the gooey chocolate soft cookies. And there are a few tricks to this and some things that are just not what you'd expect in a cookie. That's my favorite part. The very first thing I'm going to do before I'm going to chop some of those Wilbur chocolate nibs up because they're just too big for a cookie. I'm going to chop those up, but the very first thing I'm going to do, and one of the greatest key ingredients to this cookie, browned butter. If you have never cooked or baked with brown butter, let me encourage you. Let me introduce you to the beautiful magic and the amazing flavor brown butter gives. Who knew? And it's super simple. So, you know what? Let's just go play. I'll show you how I do it. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I've got two sticks of butter. I cut them in cubes just to give it an even melting time. And so I have 2 sticks plus a generous tablespoon. Why? Well, I'm gonna let this melt on a low to medium heat. All the fat solids are going to be that's what's going to be left behind, and then all the water that's in there and whatnot, that's going to be evaporated. So I need a cup of butter for this recipe. So because I'm going to have some of it is going to evaporate, I need that extra dab of butter to level out 1 cup. Now, if I forget to add that extra dab, or if it too much melts and it's under a cup, you can just level it up to bring up some warm water and bring it up to 2 cups. So this is all that's going to happen. I'm just going to keep mixing it on slow, and the butter is actually going to brown. I'm actually toasting the butter. Can you already taste what a difference that would make to anything, much less chocolate chip cookies? So when it gets hotter, it's going to get very bubbly, very frothy. That will dissipate and it'll get back to where you can see. So when you're mixing it later, you're not going to be able to see, so you're going to have to swish it around to see the toast. The color is going to be a light amber. You don't want it darker than that. We're not burning the butter. You can take it darker, but not burn it. The difference is the temperature of the heat. So let's watch this change. just need to let this come to room temperature. Okay, I want to show you everything. So I'm going to put this in a cup. That's my cup measure right there. Okay, it's going to be extra, but the stuff that I really, really want in here is the stuff that's going to cling to the bottom. So I'm going to mix it. I'm going to mix it and pour it in. Now, that's a cup right there, but that goodness, that's what I want. So, it has such an amazing, nutty, yeah, you know, I'm just at a cup. I'm good with this. I am good with this, and then I get to use it all. So I'm gonna put it in the refrigerator for about 3 to 5 minutes and check on it. I don't want it to come solid again. Sorry, I had my hand right in your face. I don't want it to come solid again, but I definitely need it a little bit firmer than this. In the meantime, we'll go get our other stuff ready. Okay, I've got my mise en place. I'm going to do it a little bit differently this time because the ingredients are just so different. You'll get it. You'll get it all. But I want to show you, let me show you something. Okay, so here's my mise en place. But what I'm actually wanting to show you is, do you remember this? This is what I had up on the counter, up on the wall over there when I did my Dollar Tree haul video. This was one of the items that I got, and it's supposed to be like a faux black backsplash. Well, I meant to put it on here during the video. If you have counter that is tile and you got these grooves everywhere, put this on it and you're going to get a smoother surface. But for here, you put it on here. Now, if I cut on here, of course, it's going to rip. It's just paper. But it keeps everything clean. You can use it over and over and over. Just don't take it off. Another thing I do is like for parties out in the back or whatever, when I use those foldable tables, I'll take a few of these and I'll line them up right on the table. So I don't need a tablecloth. It can, you know, I'm hopefully going to choose one that's going to match my decor. And it wipes off so easily. So you finish a party, you wipe this off, you put the whole table away and bring it out next time. Really kind of cool. Tons of uses. I've told you. I meant to tell you this one, but now you know. So lots of stuff. All right. I need to get my mixer. I can't wait. Okay, honestly, I can't wait to eat it. But I can't wait for you to see him too, but mostly I can't wait to eat it. All right, let me get my mixer. Okay, we're going to sift the dry ingredient. You remember Hobo Kelly? She never said my name. Ever. I watched and waited patiently for years. She never said my name. It's all right. I got over it. Okay, I'm going to sift the dry ingredients. Now, this is another key and a huge trick to the chewiness of the cookies. I've got 3/4 of a cup of all-purpose flour, and I got a cup of bread flour. That's it. I'm telling you, you're going to get that chewiness from that bread. Okay, so let's go take a look, see what we're going to do. Can you get this? I'm just goofing up. I am just really just whacking it up here. Sorry, guys. All right, so I've got a cup of bread flour, 3/4 of a cup of all-purpose flour. I have a teaspoon of baking powder, a teaspoon of baking soda, and odd enough, 1 1/4 teaspoon of salt. That's going to go so well with the chocolate. And away they go. All right, so that gets set aside. Okay, All right, so this is the browned butter, and all the good bits are on the bottom, so I'm just going to swish it around to make sure it's going to be friendly. It looks like coffee, but it does not taste like it. It tastes like, kind of tastes like caramel, to tell you the truth. All right, so I've got my cooled browned butter. Let me see, I want you to really see this. So, and another trick is the sugars. I'm going to use half a cup of white sugar, half a cup of brown sugar, and half a cup of dark brown sugar. The molasses here is going to be another flavor additive. All right, so this is going to whisk. It's going to whip until it's fluffy. There's not going to be a lot of scraping on this because the butter really coats everything, so nothing's going to stick. But old habits, you know. So it's going to look like wet sand. You see that? Gosh, I wish I can just like send you all just a tiny little piece just so you can smell. It's amazing. That butter. Forget about it. All right, so I'm gonna put this back and add 1 egg at a time. Every time I add my egg, that's when I'm going to add my vanilla. And I shake it up. It comes in my big container, so I shake it up to make sure I get the bits in the bottom. Oh, those smells. Okay, there's just everything about this recipe says it should not be a cookie. Look at that caramel color, man. All right, so I'm going to add the flour. I'm going to put it all in. All right, now this is where I want to watch it because I want to get it all dried, but not necessarily. That's combining perfectly. That's it. You don't want to overmix this dough. So that's it for the mixer. I'm going to take it out and I'm going to add the chips by hand and fold them in. If you're looking for a cookie that has that wow factor, that just on flavor alone, this is it. Let's say you didn't want to put the chips in. You can just kind of dab these out and bake them. The dough is it's just a trip. It is just a trip. It wants to stay together, but it wants to slide. And it wants to slide, but it wants to stay together. That's all right. So I've got the chocolate, these are the milk chocolate nibs, and I cut them up into fairly small pieces, about a quart. Actually, some of these are, the milk chocolate is bigger than the dark chocolate. You have to keep in mind that when you're scooping them, you know, you don't want, if you have too big of a chip, it's not going to, you're not going to get a evenly blended cookie, an evenly mixed cookie. So this is all I'm going to do. It's a little tricky, so you just don't want to when you do the flour and it's all wet, that's when you stop. Everything else is exactly as it's supposed to be. You're beautiful. Okay, these are going to be a bigger cookie. This is going to be a little scoop because they're that good. When I scoop it up, I use the bowl to flatten out the top. And away we go. Another trick is I'm going to put this in the freezer for about 3 minutes. I don't want to get them frozen. I just want them to get back together and be tough and get ready for that hot oven. It's 350. The oven's set at 350. One thing I want to tell you about cookies, most anything, if you want chewy cookies, you want to take them off the pan right away. The pan is retaining heat. It's still baking those cookies. So if they're done and they're perfect, get them off, because then they'll get crunchy and crispy. Not a bad thing, but I like them really soft. Like when I hold it up, it just kind of flips over because it needs to be in my mouth. That kind of chewy. So as soon as they're out of the oven the way you want them, they're done then. If you can't take them off, you just have to get them out of the oven, then take them out a little bit before, say 2 minutes. So if it's to bake for 12 minutes, take them out at 10. And then they'll stay chewy. But yeah, make sure you get them off the heat right away. If you want them chewy, keep them on. If you want a little crisp around the edges, whatever's gonna float your boat, baby. All right, so I took these out of the freezer. They're still firm. Well, they're still soft, but they're just firm enough to hold its shape. Man, that butter. All those wonderful chunks. All right, so this is gonna go in the oven, 350 for about 12 minutes. Okay, these just got out of the oven. They're going to deflate a bit. You can see how soft they are. I'm gonna take them off now. I've got a towel down here because remember, this is still just paper, so it'll burn it. And I got this at the Dollar Tree too, so it's a perfect scoop size. Oh, they're soft. Oh man, that smell. Any fresh baked chocolate chip is amazing to begin with, but this brown butter, forget about it. You see how they deflated? See, they're much thinner. Yeah, that is perfect. It's soft. It's so bendable. It's hot. Look at that chocolate. Such goodness. This is too hot to eat. Yeah, right. I'm eating it. I want to cry because it's so good. am so sorry I was that rude. I was in a zone. Leave me alone. There was nothing that was going to interrupt that cookie. Holy crack monkey on a swing set. That brown butter changed everything about what you know about chocolate chip cookies. I am telling you guys, I need a moment. Oh. I was going to make some now and freeze them because I like to keep stuff in my freezer for pull out when company comes over. That's not happening. I'm company and I'm here. I'm gonna make them all. I'll probably give some away, but man, I don't, it's hard on camera to express everything that just happened in my mouth. Have you ever had a cookie that good? There's just stuff going on inside that if I don't talk, I can still taste it. The best chocolate chip cookie I have ever tasted. And that says a lot because I've made thousands of cookies. All right, you wanted a wowzer? This is your wowzer, baby. Make it. Do yourself a favor and make this, and do me a favor and tell me how you like it. I gotta get more. I'm gonna go get some a glass of milk and a couple of these and reward myself. So good. I must have been a very good girl. That doesn't happen. Okay, my friends. Until next time. Happy baking.
That was fun. Don't forget to like and subscribe.